Naruto the Last opens up in theaters this weekend, and in honor of that, I've decided to do a top 7 countdown of my favorite Naruto characters. Because now that the series is over, I could actually, kind of judge it a little bit better. And this is my top 7, which is totally opinion-based. So if you have your own countdown of favorite characters that you would like to share that disagrees with this one, that's perfectly fine. I have no problem with that. As long as you explain your answers, you can't really go wrong. That being said, let's start at number 7. And I'm doing 7 because of my name. At number 7, I chose Jiraiya, aka the Pervy Sage, aka Edo Sennin, aka the Gandalf of the story. I chose Jiraiya because I really do think that he embodies not just what every shinobi should be, but what every shinobi should aspire to be. And there's different reasons for that. Because not only is he well versed in combat ability and the ninja arts as a whole, but he's also incredibly wise and ideological. That and he's a pervert, which only adds to his likability. He endured pain like a fucking boss. In fact, his death scene, one of the reasons why his death scene is so sad is because you see him dying not as a failure, but you don't really see him, he isn't alive to see his dreams come true. Orochimaru never came back because of him, Tsunade kept rejecting him, and he was never really able to find the answer of how to bring peace to the world. In a way, he's kind of like indirectly responsible for bringing Nagato up in a sense. Now, despite that, he does have 2 major successes. The first one would be those books that he wrote throughout his life, and the second one, most important one, would be Naruto. And the biggest success I think he had with Naruto was not teaching him how to do the fucking Rasengan, but it was inheriting his dream. The fact that maybe this little ninja boy could come up with a solution to all the corruption and violence that we live in the world. When I was first introduced to Naruto, I was actually surveying my friends, and I would ask them, what's your favorite character in the series? And one of my best friends, he told me it was Shikamaru. And up until this point, up until today, I cannot find a better description than the one he gave me as to why he likes the character of Shikamaru so much. He said to me, he's not the most powerful, but he knows that he's not powerful, and that's what makes him a powerhouse, because he can use his intellect to manipulate the situation to his advantage, to obtain the best possible outcome for him. And sometimes, and this is what I think is awesome, is that sometimes he does it with the least amount of effort because he's kind of lazy. But sometimes when it's crunch time, he goes all out. And even if he loses, or even if it looks like he's going to lose, he always does the best he can with the hand that he is dealt in the situation that he's in. And I would just add to that I think he's, aside from obviously Naruto and Sasuke, he's the best developed rookie. The Hidan and Kakuzu arc is him. That's development for him. Even though Naruto comes in at the end, it's all about Shikamaru. Aside from Naruto and Sasuke, who are part of the rookies, who else has their own arc but Shikamaru? Coming in at number 5 is Big Mama Uzumaki. She's actually the only female that I included in this countdown. And I was actually thinking of including Konan and Temari in this because I think those 3 are like the top 3 females of the show. But I picked Kushina for a couple of reasons. See, unlike Konan and Temari, Kushina's screen time is always her time. She never gets pushed aside for anything bigger than herself. During the Pain Invasion arc, Konan was there, but the main thing about it was pain. So she was just, oh yeah, there's Konan there, fighting Shino. And then during the Fourth Shinobi War, Temari was also there. And she does have certain techniques up her sleeve, but that's the point, that she's just there. It's like, oh, there's Temari. Moving on. When Kushina shows up, like, the fucking story is about Kushina. It's about Kishimoto handling and introducing us to this character that we've never seen before. So that in and of itself is like a task. Because it's like, how am I going to make these viewers, these readers, like a character that they never heard about before in their lives? Kishimoto handles Kushina so well that by the end of her little story arc, even though she's not in the story for a long period of time, you're kind of like, I honestly could not imagine a better female role model for the main character of the story. So the fact that Kishimoto didn't find a way to bring her back, and this goes back to like why I like Jiraiya so much, is because whenever they're in the show, like, you're paying attention to them. Like, it's not, okay, like, this character has a limited amount of time to do what they need to do for the betterment of the show. So she has her little moment to shine, and then the curtains close in on her, and that's it. And it's that much more beautiful, because not only is she a good person, a good loving person, but she also went through like the same type of discrimination and isolation process that Naruto went. She was such a breath of fresh air, and she made a training arc one of the best arcs in Naruto Shippuden. Coming in at number 4, it's fucking Naruto. You're probably thinking, wait, what the fuck? Naruto Jesus? And number 4, I think you have to remember that Naruto really didn't start off as being Jesus. And despite everything, like, I really do think that he is, like, the message of the story. He's basically the embodiment of hope. And this is what Kishimoto wants you to take away from this. Because, despite how unrealistic and how cheesy and how ridiculous, like, the Talk no Jutsu and the power-ups and all those things are, if you put that aside, I really do think it's important to have a story that gives people hope. I mean, if I wanted something that was more constricted by the rules of reality, I would just go to Game of Thrones, which I do. I love that show. But, so, my point is that each story that you encounter in your life is going to fulfill a certain function. That's what Naruto is, in a sense. Don't fucking give up. And never be sorry or apologize for caring about the things that matter to you. So I do think that has a substantial amount of value. And, I really like the way that he started out. And I think the way that he started out kind of like, to me, the pros of his character outweigh the cons. Top 3 would be Sasuke fucking Sakura to make salad Uchiha. Notice how he comes immediately after Naruto in this countdown. And that's because I really do believe that Naruto and Sasuke work as a compound. I've joked around about me thinking that Sasuke is the best character of a show for a while. And, for a very long time, I really did believe that in a sense. Because Sasuke to me is like the example of a tragic, fallen character. If Naruto represents the slogan, never give up, Sasuke is basically representing a guy who gave up. Or a guy who really, really tried to give up, but deep down he always had that spark of hope that maybe something good was gonna happen. You can call him emo or fucking edgy, whatever. But at the end of the day, even the haters know that Sasuke, he's not a talker. I mean, he backs his shit up with actions. Sasuke is the definition of show, don't tell. And not only that, but I do think that, the tragedy that ended up molding his life, I think he experienced that tragedy. In that sense, I relate to him. I think he experienced the tragedy at a point in his life when he honestly did not have the mental skills and the maturity to deal with this type of trauma. What do? You try and cope with this trauma as best you can. Some people turn to alcohol, drugs, prostitution. Sasuke turns to quest for revenge. I'm not saying those are good things that you should do, but the series of Naruto does have a sense of reality because of Sasuke's character. He is the fallen angel. And I'm sorry, but sometimes you just need a bad guy to make the good guy look good so that people can cheer on Naruto. Somebody has to take on the role of the bad guy, and I really appreciate Sasuke for that. Número 2 de este conteo is Hashirama Lama Ding Dong. Historically speaking, I understand that Kaguya and the Sage are like the starters of everything. But to me, I really do consider Hashirama to be the foundation of shinobi culture. This was a kid with a dream that had experienced great loss, who just wanted to do what he thought was best for everyone. So much so that he was actually willing to give up his life for it. When Madara tells him, I want to kill Tobirama, he's like, no, instead of Tobirama, I'm going to kill myself. I mean, I don't think that he's the most intelligent character. I think Madara is actually, like, sharper than him. But at the same time, I do think that everything starts out as a dream. And if it weren't for Hashirama, like, the foundations for the story wouldn't be there. And it doesn't hurt that he's, like, super fucking strong. One of the most powerful shinobi who that ever lived. But what I like about his personality even more is that he's able to balance, being a powerful, ruthless motherfucker with, just joking around and thinking about Tsunade. I snuck my granddaughter into the casino one time, and when we came back out, we were homeless. Number 1. You like my bush, baby? Big Bro Uchiha. I think he's the most complex character of this entire series because he exists in a tug-of-war between what's morally wrong and between what's morally right. So his character is constantly in a point of conflict, and yet he expresses and handles himself so calmly that you would think that every time he shows up, it's like Itachi just came back from vacation. Not only is he a genius, combat-wise, but he's also super intelligent, and Itachi... See, the thing with him is, like, he is the only character who knows what's coming up next in the story. His insight is just so good that he's able to fucking plan ahead like a motherfucker. So that when shit actually happens, it's like, whoa, wait. Oh, so that's what Itachi meant. He's also one of the most philosophical characters of this entire thing. People live their lives bound by what they accept as correct and true. That's how they define reality. But what does it mean to be correct or true? Merely vague concepts. So what you accept as reality may be in fact your own constructed illusion of the world, or the way that you perceive the world, in which case we're all fucked. My point is, that's some Plato type shit right there. Even Hashirama said, your brother Sasuke was a better shinobi than I ever was. What does that tell you? Even Itachi's dad, when he was about to get murdered, he said, son, I am proud of you. Even though we're on different sides, even though I disagree, I am proud of you as a father. Holy. And yes, Kishimoto brings them back. But, and this is the part that I really love, Kishimoto brings Itachi back so that Itachi can say, I made a mistake. I was just as human as everybody else in this fucking show. I'm sorry, but when you can admit to yourself and to others that you made a mistake, when you were that much of a boss, and when you were under that amount of pressure, you get a standing ovation. Itachi to me is the best character of this show because he is really self-aware of the fact that there's no such thing as the best character of the show. That's it for me. Thank you so much for watching. I just want to give Madara, Tobirama, and Orochimaru an honorable mention because I also think they're great characters for different reasons. But, you know, I decided to focus on the top 7. Thank you so much for watching. Like the video if you did, subscribe to my channel, and comment. Tell me what you thought about this. Thanks, guys. Bye.